Alright, gang, we back for another episode of Off the Rip. I even got the Off the Rip merch today. Brandon, all the way. I got my boy Ryan with me. Ryan Materre. Tell the people who you are, because nobody can introduce you like you introduce yourself.
Ryan Materre, drummer, producer, all around terrible person. I don't know.
Depending on who you ask, right?
Yeah, depending on who you ask. But drummer, producer, musician, Mo City native, Christian.
Procurious. Amen. Praise the Lord. So, what jump started your musical journey?
I come from a music family. Like, my dad, before he passed, was a minister of music in the city. He was at New Faith for like 35 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
The churches. My cousin, his name is Delbert Mack. He was a drummer.
Okay.
He's really the person who kind of like edged me towards the drums. But my whole family is musical. My mom sings. My grandmother sings. All of my cousins sing. I had no choice but to do music. Like, from the womb till now, everyone does music.
So it's just only right that you keep it on.
Something. I had to do something.
So tell us a bit about how it was growing up around the music.
Man, it was tough. It was tough. You couldn't go in the city of Houston. I couldn't go anywhere without some random person being like, "You Ronald Materre, boy." Like, literally growing up, I could go anywhere. School, sports, whatever I was doing. Somebody, if they saw the last name, they was like, "You know Ronald Materre?" Kind of very well, actually.
Yeah, I love it.
So it was tough because I always wanted to carve my own path, but it was never available because no matter where I went, somebody in the room knew who I was. It wasn't until I started doing like R&B, secular music to where it started to move a little bit. Yeah. But even still, with secular music, most of the people came from gospel. So I'm still running into the name in different rooms. So it was tough growing up because even outside of music, like, let's say if I was hooping, we go to a tournament and I'm the kid cussing and with the attitude, ready to fight. They be like, you shouldn't be acting like this. I know you're father.
I'm like, I'm finna call her right now. I'm speed out.
Like, relax. Like, let me be a kid. Let me figure it out. So that was me growing up. It was tough because I always had this, like, weird image to uphold that I ain't asked for. But, yeah, that was growing up. It was fun, though, because the perks are the perks. It was just when it wasn't.
What were some of the perks?
I can go anywhere. Like,
wherever.
To this day, if someone be like, "Oh, we got a show somewhere in the city of Houston," gospel or secular, for the most part,
you got invite. You on the list.
I know somebody who's working the event, and so that was the perks as a kid too. It'd be like, "Oh, we going to the skating rink. Okay, cool. Get to the door. Oh, it's 10 at the door."
A little finagle.
I feel like I saw you at this musical the other week. What's your name? What's your name? Materre. I know your daddy. Come on, boy. Like, it sound like a lot, but literally that was my childhood. Like, you can ask any of my cousins if we went anywhere in Houston, we was good. That was perk. Like,
we love that.
Once we got outside, it was like, nah, it's on me. Don't
everything alright.
It's on me, but it's not on me. Like, it's on me. We can get in. What you spend is you, but we can get in.
Yeah. I can get you in. I don't know about nothing else, but I can get you in there.
We in the door. Once we in the door, we gonna have a time.
Well, let me ask you: have you ever felt like you weren't able to live up to the expectations?
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay.
Every day, because from childhood, I never wanted to be the church kid. For whatever reason, like, I love God real big. Like, I love him. Like, that's my guy.
That's my guy.
Carried me through. But I never wanted to be the church kid because it was pushed on me so early. So, with having that, like, a lot of people don't know through high school and all of that, I wanted to be an athlete. I played basketball, I played baseball. I wanted to go to college, and I majored in business for like 2 or 3 years before I switched my major to music. Because for so long, I didn't want to be tied to that name.
Still trying to create your own life.
Yeah. And I was like, why am I majoring in accounting? I don't like numbers. I could do them. I'm good at them. And it's a career path. But I ain't want to do it. But it was like, I got to do something outside of music. So I always felt like I never lived up to it. And then my cousin, Delbert, that I mentioned earlier, he was really good at drums early. Like, really good. Because they moved to Beaumont. My uncle used to be the assistant pastor in New Faith. He got a church in Beaumont. When you move to a country town, there's nothing to do but work on your craft. So Delbert got really good at drums, and I never felt like I measured up. So not measuring up to my cousin, who doesn't even live in a major city, and then not feeling like I could measure up to my father, I always felt like I was like the odd man out. So yeah, growing up, I always felt like an underachiever. It's not until probably after my dad passed that everybody kept coming up to me saying he's so proud, that I finally started thinking like, he could be. But early, I was like, oh, I'm black sheep for sure. Yeah. I'm the one out partying, having a good time. Everybody else is musicals, church celebrations. And I'm out here like, hey, y'all trying to go to TGI Fridays? The happy hour is crazy right now. You can get jacked for $3.
And you like, y'all are young loved ones, y'all only young ones, so let's do it, right?
That was me. Like, once I got to high school, I was like, I'm off it. Excuse me.
So, when you did start, like, focusing in, how did you decide to perfect your craft?
Honestly, one day I woke up and I was like, bro, you hate accounting. You never gonna make the league. You're like 5'11", 6 feet, barely. What you gonna do? Music was always there. People are always calling like, oh, can you come play here? We could give you this amount of money. And then I started saying like, excuse me, this is a career path. Like, I could excuse me. Asthma.
He over here dying.
But
it wasn't me though.
It's a career path. You can make money. You can do whatever. So it's like, not take it serious. So then I started like pulling up to musicians have these things called sheds where you just sit around. It'll be like 3 drum sets and everybody's just going back and forth trying to be creative and things. So I started going to those, sharpening their skills, playing more events, learning the business side. And then I was like, bro, you were supposed to be doing this the whole time. So then I really just locked in. Like, whatever it took, I was going to do it. I was doing the musicals that I hated. I was doing concerts, whatever it was, just to play drums and get better. I was there. So that's what it was. It was just like, bro, you don't want to be an accountant. You never going to make league.
Never say never.
I was 5'11", and I was never skinny. I was always kind of.
But I mean, it's people in the league.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It just went. Okay, all right.
Are they in the league or?
I mean, they there now. They ride the bench. They still getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
I'll get paid to ride the bench.
I would too if I had that opportunity. Never had that opportunity.
I got you. I feel you. I got you. Okay. All right. So.
Wasn't gonna chase these hoop dreams until my 30s, like.
Because there are people that do it and they need to give it up. I'm not gonna lie. Is there somebody that you just thought of? Go ahead, tell me.
It's a few of y'all that's been trying and trying, and the Lord sent me to tell you.
No. Let it go.
24-hour fitness, Lifetime, LA Fitness, Fitness Connection, YMCA.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't forget the word now.
They got good leagues.
They sure do.
Very competitive.
They sure do.
Find a good church. New Faith, they still got a good church league.
Yep.
That's your portion. You never going to get paid for this, bro. Relax.
Oh my gosh.
Your girlfriend come to these games and laugh. You are in the group chat getting laughed at because you put up 2, 3, and 1 in a church league. How do you feel?
E for effort, though.
No. Because I was one of them ones. Like,
I know a few, too, and I mean...
I had a couple
how you get injured in the church league?
I had a couple joints. Ooh, that's petty. I know somebody who got hurt pulling up in a summer jam, like at the church. Like, it wasn't even no competition. It was like teachers versus students. My ACL.
I ain't say it. That was all right.
That was for you. And you know who you are.
Nothing but love. Nothing but love.
But nah, like, I was one of them ones, like, I was 20, 21, had shorties coming to New Faith on the Tuesday night.
Here's the thing, if you know, you know. Tuesday night at New Faith.
The gym used to be packed though. Don't ever doubt us. We had overseas supers coming. Like, it was real hooping. But used to have Johns coming up on Tuesdays. I would sneak out of choir rehearsal. Because that was when I was on staff and be like,
he was supposed to be
hey,
playing the drum.
Give me like an hour. My game was at 8. I gave you 7 to 8. Like, I gotta go stretch and then go out there, go 1 for 7, no boards, 2 assists, and they just be like, "Oh, you did so well." Stop lying to me. Ladies, stop lying. He didn't do well. He's a bench player in a church league.
But they have to support their men.
Are they really their man?
We're
not gonna go there. Back to Henry.
Alright. So we're talking about perfecting our craft. You actually just hosted a drum clinic this past summer, right?
Yeah, it was my first one.
And so I saw that. I was geeked for you. I'm not even gonna lie.
I appreciate that.
So tell the people, how did it come about? What made you say, you know what, the time is now to do it? And then what went into planning it?
So one of my homies, he was my barber for a while. His name is Anthony Page.
Okay.
Shout out to Ant. You're my guy. We would be chopping it up in the shop about, like, he's a drummer as well, but we'd be chopping it up about, like, the state of the city, how some of the young bulls don't really respect the craft enough to put in the work. They just want the accolades. They don't want to do the work. And so we started chopping it up about that all the time. And then one day he was like, bro, you should just do a clinic and teach. Like, tell them what it really is because you've done it. Because most people don't know your resume, so they just think you this kid whose dad was this, but they don't know what you've actually done, so just do a clinic. And so I was like, nah. But I could tell you about 3 or 4 guys who you could get to do the clinic. So I was trying to pass it off. We working it, and I'm hitting up people like, hey, yo, would you be interested in hosting this clinic? He let me just run through the ringer. Finally got to it. He was like, everybody said no, huh? You should do it. So I was like, alright, bro, I'll do it. But that comes from the earlier question, like, not feeling like whatever. I didn't feel like I was qualified enough to do it. So that's the only reason I was trying to push it on everybody. Like, I didn't feel like I had the resume or whatever, but he was like, you got something that most people don't have, so the people who really rock with you gravitate to what you are. So that's how it came about. I finally agreed. I was like, alright, do it. And then he was like, yeah, I'm going to take care of everything. And did nothing.
Black people for you.
He was like, yeah, bro, I got you. We're going to set everything up. I found the venue. I contacted the person who made the flyer. Once the flyer dropped, then I got the sponsors. And then one day I was just sitting around, because I don't know if you saw anything from the clinic or whatever, but really all I did was highlight kids who were like 18 and under. And one day I was just sitting around and God was like, this clinic is supposed to be for grown people, but it's a whole generation of kids who've been looking and watching and need something to latch on to. Go ahead, highlight them. So I was able to highlight a kid named Isaiah Sanders. His dad is a gospel artist in the city named Jeremy Sanders. Isaiah is incredible. He's like 14, 15. If I could play like him when I was 14 to 15, we would not be in these chairs. Because when I tell you,
where would we be?
I don't know where you would be.
But you would be.
I'd be. This kid is incredible. So I was able to like pour into him. There was another kid named Ryan Thomas. He was 16 at the time. He's very solid, but nobody in the city really knew him because he was only. Nobody knew his lineage. so nobody was paying attention for him or whatever. So I was able to highlight him. And then the last two kids, my nephew Cameron. Cam, I think, was 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known Cam since before he was born. His dad is one of my production partners.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, literally from the time he was formed till now, I've watched him grow. And I think I almost cried while he was playing because Cam, there's, like, clips, like, from, like, you know, Facebook memories pop up.
Mm-hmm.
We would be rehearsing for shows. Like, me and his dad would be rehearsing for shows. Cam's in the background beating on the carpet with sticks, doing exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see him get that opportunity to, like, play. And then my nephew Deuce, his mom's a gospel artist, Tatiana Barnett. She did a back to school rally at New Faith.
Mm-hmm.
She's incredible. But her son Deuce, he played, and it was like, I watched you grow from this random kid to, like, now you nice.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole experience was cool because it was like being able to pour into them and be like, y'all next. Well, y'all not next, y'all now.
Yeah.
Y'all just needed that push to be like, go get it. You ain't gotta wait. Like, we had to wait. We had to wait for OGs to open up the way. Y'all ain't gotta do that. The internet is available. Go do your thing.
Yeah. All these different resources that they
So
take advantage of.
it was great. We recorded it, put up some clips. I started seeing that some of the kids was talking to companies.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to give them that push, give them that, it was incredible. And to think I didn't want to do it.
See?
And then we did it, and it was, like, to me, successful. Like, people immediately were like, when's the next one?
Yeah, so when's the next one? I'm going to go ahead and ask the question for y'all. I got you. Tell the people.
The next one's probably going to be April of 23, and I want to do the next one to where we are really working with companies to sponsor the whole event, and then I'm putting people on that I feel are, like, in my age bracket but didn't get an opportunity. Like, I was not fast track, I was slow track, but I had a track to some opportunities because of my dad and other people. But there are a lot of people in the city who are better than I am, better than a lot of people, but they play at a church that has, like, 5 people in it.
Yeah, so who's going to actually
Who's looking?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're really good. Just get out there. So that's what the next one is going to be. It's about helping people in my generation who I feel got stuck.
So what would you say would be the best piece of advice you could give the kids of the younger generation?
Be humble.
Okay.
Because the one thing I'm learning in this industry, gospel, secular, whatever, is no matter what the talent is, if I don't want to deal with you once you stop playing your instrument, I'm not going to call you. I know a bunch of dudes who are incredible, but once they stop playing, they annoying. So now, do I want to deal with you for 6 weeks on the tour bus?
Negativo.
If all you bring to the table is music, you're not going to really work.
That's true.
Earlier this year, I did a show with Shantae Moore. Shantae's got a bed at home. Then Backdoor did a show with Tone Stith, Materre, and this chick from Canada named Osei.
Okay.
All secular music. It was geared off of one person. His name was Phil Cornish. He's an MD for Kanye West. He's one of my closest friends right now. He's my closest friend. I've known him since I was a child. We became cool because we hopped in a group chat about sneakers. We talk every day about sneakers, real estate, anything. To the point where we became each other's confidants when it came to relationships and all of that. And off that relationship, he was like, bro, I feel like you deserve these shots like that you're not getting. So since I'm in position, I'm going to throw them to you.
We love that.
But it wasn't because we were talking about music every day. It was because he knew if he had to deal with me for a week at a time,
he could.
he could.
You build a relationship.
The talent is there, but I know you're not going to annoy me for 7 days straight. And that sounds crazy that people get opportunities off of just not being annoying, but that's literally what the industry is.
I mean, that's how we deal with people. If I can't be around you, sorry, not sorry, you just kind of miss your blessing.
So my very first tour was a tour to Singapore. It really wasn't a tour, it was a spot date, which is we did one show. So my very first overseas situation was Singapore. We had rehearsals in Jersey before we flew to Singapore. Me and everybody in the band were so cool before we left Jersey. We didn't have drums in Jersey, and we didn't have drums for the first 4 days in Singapore. No one knew if I could play drums. We had such a good time that by the time we got to sound check for the show, they didn't care. Me being good at playing drums
you
was a
got
bonus.
Up there and sounded a hot mess.
And they would have just been like, nah, it's okay, bro.
Because he made
you
me
want to
laugh.
go get some drinks afterwards?
I'm dead.
Just to console me. But we got through sound check, and the bass player was literally like, bro, you could play. Like, I'm so glad you could play. Like, we've had such a blast. I didn't want it to be ruined on show day. Because literally, excuse me, allergies, asthma.
Always.
No COVID. But literally, we did like 9 days together before anybody heard me play drums. But we were locked in. Because in Jersey, it was like, after day one of rehearsals, hey bro, I'm about to go watch this game. Like, I'm about to go watch the Lakers play. Anybody want to join me? You like basketball?
You start talking about basketball, that's all that matters at that point, you know.
Now me, the keyboard player, the bass player, and the guitar player at a bar, watching basketball games, chopping it up, talking about families. Now we get to Singapore. Ironically, my cousin that I talked about, Delbert, was in Singapore working. First night I land, he saw the hotel. He was like, you in Singapore? I'm in Singapore. Pull up on me. We pulled up. I took the band and a few of the singers to go see them play with a cover band. Like, you ever been to a hotel and you see a cover band playing? It was one of those situations. He was like, all drinks on me. We turn up.
I'm dead. Didn't practice.
They've been practicing.
Just seat up.
They had sound, they had microphones, they just didn't have drums. So everybody else been practicing. They know what it sounds like. They just I'm the weak link. We go, we turn up. Now the next morning we having family group tour breakfast. We all locked in, and no one knows if I can actually play drums because I got it off a blind audition. I sent a video to the lady who was doing the booking. She wasn't on the tour. So only the lady who booked me knew I could play.
She was the only one that had heard it.
Craziest thing ever. Got to sound check, finished sound check, and everybody was like, we're going to have a great show. Had a great show. Moved on. Ended up taking me to Japan later that year.
Oh my gosh. Look at how your blessing came about.
Same exact squad.
Same exact squad.
Same band, same singers. They was like, y'all were good. Let's just go to Japan for... I think the Japan tour was like 3 or 4 weeks. And like, yeah, let's just go to Japan with these people.
What was your favorite part of Japan?
This is gonna sound crazy, but Universal Studios.
Why?
It was a blessing and a curse.
Okay.
Because Japanese people are short. So the problem was, this is before I even got this big. Like, I was still moderately sized.
Okay.
But I'm 6 feet. Anybody over 6 feet over there is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We can only ride certain rides. But the experience was so fun because it was the show day. It was our second show of that Japan tour. And we were still figuring it out. So we did a sound check, and then we had a tour guide who just took us around the park. You know at Disney, like, where, like, they do the parade?
Yeah.
They did one at Universal Studios.
Okay.
Caught us off guard. We just got caught in the parade.
Oh.
It was the funnest thing ever. That I don't know if that's a word. I don't care.
It's going to be a word today.
It was so fun. Like, it was this dude, he was like, on the count of 3, we're just gonna jump. And he said, 3, 2, 1. And we looked at each other like, we really about to jump these Asians?
And you jumped in.
He said, 1. Like, they were on floats. The floats started exploding like confetti. And we were jumping. Like, I got the video on my phone somewhere. I swear.
Man.
Like, we were...
You had the time of your life.
And we were looking at each other like, why are we jumping? Finished that. Went, played the show. The show was so good. And it was only our second show on that run.
Mm-hmm.
The show was so good. And it was Christmas time, so we were doing Christmas song like Joyful, Joyful.
Yeah.
I don't know why we were doing Joyful. Shh.
Siri made a cameo, y'all.
It's not her turn.
So, we're going to switch gears real quick. You mentioned something. Your resume. So, most people don't really know your resume. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they know you as this little church boy. Or he played at New Faith. I'm going to go ahead and let you know. All my life, I have said that you are one of the best drummers out here. I have said it. Right, wrong, and different. When I'm like, oh, I hate Ryan, oh, I love Ryan, I will always say, you are the best drummer.
We're not going.
We're not gonna go there.
We're gonna keep moving forward.
Moving forward, ain't that what Tasha Cobbs said? Ain't that her?
I think that's Israel Hogan. But
Oh, it was
you're not the best singer.
I love the Lord.
I heard you cry. Amen.
But anyways, I do say that you are the best drummer out here.
I appreciate that. I don't think I am. I think I'm cool, but I appreciate that.
Like I said, not many people that I think can go against you. So let the people know, what have you done?
Alright, so when I was 14, I cut my first record, which means I played drums on an album. It didn't get released.
Okay.
Sorry. But it was an album for my dad. I played it was my first recording experience. From there, call me a narcissist if you choose. Mm-hmm. But I started a discography playlist of every song I've cut drums on on my Apple Music. Mm. And when I looked up earlier this year, I was like in the 80s, and my goal was to have 100 songs that I've recorded drums on that's not released. And I think at this point I'm like in the high 90s, and I'm just waiting on Charisma's album to drop.
Okay.
And then my homegirl Diana, and then Brian Dunlap. I did all 3 of those records within the last 12 months. Charisma, we did last November. I was a drummer and a producer for it, and a music director. Diana, I was a drummer, and then I turned into the producer. And then Dunlap, I was the drummer. So I'm waiting on all 3 of those projects to finally drop, and I should be over 100 records that I've actually recorded. I have a Stellar Award, which is like the BET Awards of gospel. So I have one of those with John P. Key. Yes. Bringing the Church Choir Back is the name of the album. I'm on 2 cuts on that record. As far as artists I've played for, I played for John P. Key. I've played for Kathy Taylor on the gospel side. I've done a show with the Walls Group. I played for Kiera Shear multiple times. I played for Dion Kipping. I played for a lot of gospel artists, especially local. My father's name afforded me the privilege to play drums for Yolanda Adams, V. Michael McKay. Most of the people in Houston in gospel that you can think of, I've played at least one show with them. So my gospel resume is very stacked. I've played for Travis Green. I've played for a lot of artists, Cardi Cortez. Matter of fact, randomly last week I got hit to do a video shoot for one of Cardi's new promo videos. So you'll see me in that. But literally my resume with gospel is spread out because my dad was part of this organization called Gospel Music Workshop of America. And we went every year. That afforded me opportunities with multiple people. And it's not that the artist called me, but it was that someone attached to the artist called. But it's still part of the resume. Not bragging, it's just what it is. I've played for a lot of people in gospel. When we flipped to the R&B side, secular music side in Houston, Houston artist Keith Jacobs, Amani Scott, most of the Houston R&B live music scene artists played for him. When we start talking national, Shantae Moore, Tone Stith, who's an emerging artist, he's incredible. Maida, who's undertone, she's incredible. Osei, that was all this year, but hopefully for the next year and more to come, it'll grow. But I mean, literally, I've played from the Clark sisters, Vashawn Mitchell, Jonathan Nelson, to your local community choir.
Yeah.
So the resume is there. It's just about making it stick. Yeah.
So who would you say is your favorite person that you've worked with? Or maybe I like numbers. Top 3.
Top 3? Zacardi Cortez is my favorite artist to work with because Zacardi can just sing. No matter what we're doing, no matter where we are, even if we in the car or on the plane, not on the plane, because on the plane I'm asleep. Even if we in the car on the way to a show, doing whatever, even if we just sitting around shooting the breeze, Cardi will break out and run and be like, how you do that?
Like they can't be human.
Yeah, like Daryl and Paco are 2 of my favorite male vocalists from the Walls Group.
Yes.
I know you know, but that was for them. But Daryl and Paco are 2 of my favorite male vocalists. And it's still Zacardi.
That's number 1.
Because whatever Paco or Daryl can do, Zacardi gonna do it on accident.
With ease.
With ease. Like,
probably laying down, eyes closed, half asleep.
Like, honestly, my 3 favorite male vocalists are those 3. Zacardi. Daryl is so cold vocally, but he's also a musician. So that makes him crazier because he can just go anywhere.
Yeah.
But then he's a worship leader. So he did, we'll be on the Walls Group gig and everybody just looking around like, why my eyes wet?
But he gonna take you there every time. Each and every time.
And then Paco is one of my favorite vocalists, but he's also one of my favorite, just hands down people. Like, Paco, you still owe me a one-on-one at 24.
Uh-oh.
Let me look up at the camera.
Okay.
Paco, you still owe me a one-on-one at 24.
According to him, he the coldest basketball player out
he
here.
Really,
so.
he okay. Like, I've seen some clips.
He say he the coldest one out here. So, I mean.
You don't want to start that conversation with me.
Oh, you think you're the coldest one out here?
No, I don't think I am. Don't get it twisted. Like, my game is more Chris Paul. Like, I'm here to facilitate.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I'm a kid. But every musician in the city swear them down they can hoop until it's time to get on the court.
It's time to really do it.
And it's like, yo, y'all sound good, but
can you really play? What you doing? What you doing?
But nah, Paco could hoop. Jabari, you know Jabari Johnson? Jabari can actually hoop.
You think so?
I've hooped with Jabari to know that Jabari can actually hoop. He just accident prone. If he could just not get hurt, Jabari would be incredible. But
there's not enough insurance in the world.
Jabari got a hell of a policy. Jabari. Every time I look up, you in a walking boot. You in a brace. Like, what you doing out there, bro?
Got fragile bones.
Oh,
that's what it is.
He didn't drink no milk.
You need some milk.
I love Jabari.
Some calcium. Oh, I love it, okay?
I love Jabari so much. Like, we be texting each other, trash talking. And I just be like, bro, you're brittle. You're brittle. But nah, I love Jabari. Jabari could hoop. Okay. He's nice. But he just fragile. The proof is in the pudding.
Literally,
I'm not lying. Just follow his social media. He's always in the booth.
We talking about basketball. We're gonna switch it just a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit, and it's a little off topic. I want to have a conversation about how you feel about my girl BG. She's finally home. They made that trade. They made the trade with the bomb man. Do you think it was a good idea?
So, like, I want to start this off by saying I am so happy BG is home. That, first and foremost, I'm so happy BG is home. The problem I have is people think we traded prisoner for prisoner, but BG is at home.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is supposedly still supposed to go to jail. Supposedly. But there's the leaked footage that we saw of Russian dignitaries embracing him when he came.
Mm-hmm.
I now no longer know if he's gonna be like we got the update on BG. She came home, she saw her wife, they're blessed.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that update over there.
They're not gonna give you an update because he's making a bomb.
And that's what troubles me. I love BG.
Mm-hmm.
This gonna sound crazy. Hear me out.
I'm here.
I might be problematic.
Mm-hmm.
I accept that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trading a power forward for a bomb maker. Hear me out. If he doesn't immediately go into solitary confinement, you are now our prisoner. Mm-hmm. If he can go home, kiss his wife, shake hands, kiss babies, mm-hmm. and go out and be who he was, the merchant mm-hmm. of death, mm-hmm. we lost this trade. I'm not trading a power forward for a bomb maker. I'm not trading a power forward for an arms dealer. Mm-hmm. I'm not trading a WNBA power forward for a bombs maker.
See, that's where you gonna ruffle some feathers.
That's ruffling some feathers, but also I'm not trading Brian for. I'm not trading.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brian. You would have to stay out there in Russia. We'll send you a letter.
Was she a political pawn from jump? Yes.
Yes, we know.
She should have never got all this on. Great.
Never, ever. Not over a little bit. What she had? A little bit of
the hemp.
The hemp.
It wasn't even.
That's it.
It wasn't even THC. It was hemp.
That's it. She wasn't even out here trying to get high.
But
it's a little elevated.
But to give up an aging power forward, an aging power forward for the merchant of death, just feels kind of nuts to me. But that's just me. And I'm happy BG is home. Now, what I'm most happy about, and this is really what makes me toxic.
Okay.
Twitter. You guys did your thing.
Oh my god.
All week.
Oh my gosh. I saw when they said Russia got their plug and all we got is a broke down stud.
That's crazy. That's good.
When I tell you, I said they was going to hell.
No, they can go to hell, but they not wrong.
But that's... She has to read this stuff.
I know she does. That's the facade of the internet. You don't have to read anything. Okay. It's the internet. Close your browser. Look at me, guys.
Put your phone down.
Time out. 30 seconds. It's my time. If your kid has ever been bullied on the internet, it's y'all fault. Because why would y'all let them get back on the internet?
Oh my gosh, you're calling them horrible parents.
Yes.
What if they didn't know the child was back on the internet?
Back when I had a child, that sounds crazy.
Why would you say it like that, right?
Back when I was a stepfather.
Yes.
If somebody would have told my child something on the internet,
he would have started close probably.
Don't go back to that site, baby girl.
But what if she did? Because
you're glutton for your own punishment. Also, back when I was a stepfather, who's their parent? Because I'm going to go swing on their daddy.
Well, now, that's the thing, okay?
That's the other problem. If your kid is getting bullied on the internet, what are you doing as a parent? Go beat up their parent.
There are solutions here. Clear solutions, okay? I can't fight a child, but mama, daddy, pull up outside. Let's go. Let's go.
On me, you bullied my child one time. I'm gonna have a conversation with my child because why are you getting bullied? We weren't built like this. But two, who's that child's mama or father? Because me and mom, dudes, we gonna handle it. You'll never have to worry a day again.
Never, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. They'll be calling you the bully after that. I don't even play like that. So that's a fair warning right there. I don't even play like that, okay?
I really enjoy R&B. I play for rappers. It's fun. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I play different genres. I play jazz. Love it sometimes. But R&B at its truest core, like 90s R&B, and then the R&B artists who really sing R&B now.
Mm-hmm.
I love Chris. Not Chris.
Not Chris?
Chris is more pop to me.
Are you okay? Chris nowadays is more pop.
It's more pop. But if we talking about
or don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. Yeah, you know.
I'll even
go back to your roots.
I'll stop at Fine China, cause Fine China is a record.
But would you say that Fine China is R&B and not? It kind of is that pop.
But Fine China got a hell of a pattern.
You know, it does. It does. I love Fine China.
But
after that album,
like all of that R&B, Silk Sonic.
Silk Sonic. Oh my gosh. When I tell you that they definitely like made me feel more confident in the fact that real R&B just may be able to have a return.
Most people don't understand that R&B never died. They just stopped listening to the right people. Seven Streeter has consistently.
I love Seven. Oh, I love Seven. Before I do, please. Before I do,
Seven Streeter is incredible. If I had my phone now, I could line you some R&B that's dropping like every day.
Top
like
3 R&B players, R&B artists. I'm sorry.
Of today,
of all time.
I don't want to play this game.
Play it. Top 3.
Alright, Confessions Usher.
Okay, yes.
That version of Usher.
Yes.
Like Confessions Usher.
Okay.
R&B.
Come on.
Usher, Confessions era. Then I want to go with Brian McKnight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which is like one of my bucket list artists because I feel like it could be attainable because one of my homies plays for him.
Mm.
So he just needs a sub one day and I just need to be like,
Brian, if you hear this. So Brian. Usher,
Brian McKnight. And then he had that one record where it said, never mind. He was getting wild.
What did he say?
Brian was trying to show y'all how y'all work.
Oh.
A record.
If you know, you know.
A record. So Brian, Usher. Nah, take Brian off. I love Brian. But
okay, we taking him off.
Usher. Tank. Because Tank was R&B. And then Keisha Cole.
Here's the thing. I give people
Jasmine Sullivan for like true artistry, but I'm gonna tell you why Keisha Cole is something she says. Here's the thing.
Well, no. Go into that because I want to know why you would put Keisha over Jasmine.
Keisha Cole has some of the best R&B records.
Keisha Cole with the gap or Keisha Cole without the gap?
Original Keisha.
Okay. With the gap. Keisha.
What was that when she was talking about she should have cheated and all that?
Let me tell you, at one point in time, but she had that new album, that 11/11 reset. Oh, when I tell you, there was a point in time where I had that on replay. A situation happened. I tell you, my roommates hated that. They did.
This is my diehard R&B theory. Take it to the bank. If Keisha Cole would have just been a ghostwriter for Brandy, Jasmine Sullivan, and Beyonce, she would be a billionaire.
You think so?
Because all the records were good. all the records were good. Like Love, imagine Love with Jasmine Sullivan singing that hook.
That would have went crazy.
Or Brandy singing that hook. Or even Beyonce, because Beyonce would have commercialized the hook better.
Yeah.
But Brandy and Jasmine, they would have given you the runs. But it would have been so much better without Keisha singing.
Singing about her. Who was in the music video? Was it Tyrese?
Probably.
I think it was Tyrese.
But Keisha Cole would have been one of the greatest ghostwriters of all time. We talking about Quentin Miller with Drake? No. Keisha Cole with Jasmine, Beyonce, and Brandy.
I'm dead.
Hands down.
It would have been fire. It probably would have. Maybe she should have tried not to get the fame by her face. It just wrote,
Keisha Cole and K. Michelle are two of the greatest writers of this last stretch. People
sleep on K. Michelle, though.
VSOP is a record.
Oh, my gosh. That whole album was just... It was it. It was it. And here's the thing. Have you listened to her country music?
Yes.
She got in her bag, man.
No,
she got in her
K. Michelle
bag.
can write. I think we coming up on 25, so I'm going to just wrap this up real quick by saying K. Michelle, Keisha Cole, two of the greatest ghostwriters of all time. If they would just shop all their songs, even to this very day, millionaires, billionaires, if they shop them to the right people, because they were good.
So maybe that's some advice to some of y'all upcoming singers. Maybe you should try.
We're going to talk about this in the next segment, because I got like 3 or 4 people that are incredible that y'all should tap into, and then tap into their resources.
All right. So you told the people that you had some people that you wanted to tell them about. Who are we talking about?
So I am privileged enough to be friends with some pretty incredible people.
Okay.
There's a guy named Daryl Lowry. He's going to be so pissed that I gave his government name.
Not Mike Lowry.
His name is DJ Lowry.
Okay.
He's an incredible gift. He's a singer-songwriter. He's an artist, but he's one of those people that if you are an artist looking for a hit, you need to call him in to write for you. There's another guy by the name of Michael Dixon. He is a gospel artist, but most people try and confine him to being a gospel artist. He's just an awesome artist, and he's a great writer. If you're looking for pop, country, R&B, gospel, whatever, he can write anything. I've witnessed him do it. There's another guy by the name of Freddie Fontaine. He's not an artist. He's just a writer. If you lock in with Freddie, you're going to get a hit. And there's one more guy by the name of Madison. That's his artist name. That's his stage name. Don't ask me for no last name. His name is Madison. Madicin. Madison. If you can tap in with any 4 of those guys, you're going to get a hit record. They all work out of the studio called Vegan Bay right now. A lot of people have been going there, but they're their own individual entities as well.
Okay.
I'm always big on pushing my friends.
Yes.
Those 4 guys, no matter what genre you're doing, except for rap. I ain't never heard none of them rap. I'm sure they could. But if you're looking for just like incredible hooks, incredible choruses, and incredible verses, stuff that has substance and meaning, those 4 guys, DJ Lowry, Michael Dixon, Freddie Fontaine, and Madison, hit them up every time. You're going to get a record. I've actually witnessed them push out every album from the Vegan Bay Studios label. That's pop, that's Latin music, that's gospel, that's R&B, that's everything. They've done it all for this one label as like a 4-headed horseman situation. Yeah. And it's crazy because the content is there. They just need to push behind it to go further. So if you're an artist who's watching this, look up those guys. I'll send ALAISHA their tags. Hopefully she puts them in the comments. Go network with them. You'll never be disappointed. Also, if you're looking for gospel and you want some good production, gospel production is my spot. I'm there.
There we go. Shameless plug right there. Make sure you plug us up for those.
But yeah. Also, another shameless plug. I got 3 other guys that I want to plug for gospel production, just in case people watch.
Go ahead.
Samuel Zach Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Fisher is an incredible gospel producer. Tyrone Bell, incredible gospel producer. And then Dietrich Listenby, incredible gospel producer. Hit those guys up as well. Those are my plugs for right now. But also hit me up if you just need music in general, because I put bands together for events. I'm a mover and shaker for people. If you need something, I can get you something.
Chris Paul on and off the court, huh? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what I do.
Okay.
I put bands together for events.
We love that. How did you get into doing that?
One day somebody asked me for a band for an event.
And it just took off from there?
And I couldn't do the event. I knew I couldn't do the event.
Yeah.
But I sent the right people. It was the right vibe. And the person who booked me was like, you should do this. Because even though you weren't here, everything went off without a hitch. Everybody was professional. You called the right people. And I was like, I could do that. And so that's what I started doing. I'll put a band together for a gala while I'm out here playing in a hole in the wall.
Well, see, there we go. We love it. Use your talent.
You have to know who people are and where they're most comfortable, and then place them in those situations. So I can put on a shirt and tie, but that's not my first choice. So if I know a drummer who's available, who owns a collection of suits, you gonna do this gala. It's the bread. Go make that money. You need a singer that's classy. Cool. You need a family reunion singer?
There we go.
Come here. And then you just move pieces the right way, put people in places where they could win. And then once they win, you win because you gave them the experience they wanted. Even though you weren't there, or even if I'm there, regardless, I gave you the experience you were looking for. It was good. It was professional. We moving on. Like, I have one client who, just through this month of December, she's booked me for like 5 Christmas parties. And I've called 4 different artists.
Well then.
Because one person got a repeat because they wanted like family reunion vibes. And I got the perfect singer for that. Like, she's good at that, making people feel comfortable. But then there was like one where they wanted a male singer who could dress up. They wanted a female singer who was like super classy. And so it's just like moving pieces around, band pieces, because the homies who could do the family reunion joint can't do the gala joint. So yeah, I got into that with just off of one phone call. Like, I need a man for this. And that one client, I'm talking about, she calls once a month for something.
I'm dead. Well, that means consistency.
It's consistent.
And you gotta be doing something right.
And it's not just secular. It's church too.
Okay. There we go.
She gets events. She calls me. Now she's plugging me to other people who were at events. And I need that contact because I got this. So now it's turned into a whole business. Working on my business plan and all that. I had a company name, but I need to revamp it. But
okay.
It's been cool because, like, honestly, I started off this month. Well, I ended November with no work. I was going to take the whole month of December off.
Okay.
And then all these offers started coming in, and it was like,
you gotta take the money. When the money call, you better answer.
I could work.
You better answer, okay?
And so now, the rest of the year is
just like that. That's how you gotta do, because Christmas coming up and it's expensive and the bills are already due.
Ooh, not for me. Not when you're single.
I'm coming back to that. I'm glad you brought that up, but I'm coming back to that. So, so we know, we were talking about, you're putting people on and whatnot. We know that you're only as great as the people around you.
1,000%.
I'm going to say specifically, the closest 5 people to you that really just tells people your character, right? How do you put yourself in an environment where it's inevitable that you are successful, but still true to yourself.
Were you in the Recess group of kids growing up? The TV show Recess?
Yes.
Okay. There was an episode of Recess with T.J. Detweiler.
Okay.
Who, backwards hat, modeled myself after. Portly. T.J. Detweiler said, I don't have just one best friend, I have 5 best friends. Because it was the episode where they were trying to make him choose between Vince, Spinelli, Gretchen, everybody. So he's like, I don't have one best friend, I have 5. What I've prided myself on is I don't have one best friend. I have 25. Because I pride myself in surrounding myself with good people and then compartmentalizing them accordingly. Like, I have people that I'll kick it with every day and never call my friend. Because for whatever reason, they do things that I don't like, but I'm still attached to them. So you're not my friend. You're my brother. You're my sister. I don't like how you move, but I need you and you need me. And so we need to redefine this. Because if I put friendship on it, I'm going to hate you. Because that's expectancy. But as a brother or sister, I have to love you. So what I'm really good at is, if I call you a friend, you're a really good person. Now, you could see me with 100 people. 10, 15, 20 of them could be friends. The other 80 could just be family. Yeah.
Because you don't really, I have to love you and all.
I have to love you. We work together. Like, we're in spaces together often. I have to love you. So you hold a place in my heart. Which means if I need to call you for something, I can, because you have that place in my heart. But you're not my friend. You're attached to me. You're family. I really rock with you the long way. Yeah. I don't trust you. And so that's literally what I've been doing lately. Like, I'll be like, these are my friends. Case in point, I had a birthday dinner not too long ago. Because that's what we do at this age. We just have dinners with the people closest to us. Yes. And at the birthday dinner, I was like, I rock with all y'all in different spaces. This half of the table, we work together. We grind together. I value X, Y, and Z as X, Y, and Z. I value X, Y, and Z as X, Y, and Z. On this side of the table, we don't work together. We parlay together. Like, y'all are the people I kick it with. And all y'all have these specific pockets in my life, but there's value everywhere. And so I feel like a lot of people want to attach loyalty to, like, friendship. And then it gets tricky because when they cross you or when things don't go in a certain way, you want to throw everything away. Why? There's still value there. Yeah. You just have to reevaluate how you see them. So that's what I've been doing. Like, I can call anybody because I don't throw away the relationship. I just change the relationship. So you're not my best friend. You can't be my best friend. You don't have my best interest at your heart. I may have your best interest at mine, but you don't have my best interest at yours. Yeah, so you're my brother. You're my sister. And because I didn't cast you away, I just don't give you my personal space. I can still call you for anything. Because you think
that we still
everything's still copacetic. Because I'm never going to isolate you and make you feel some kind of way. It's just, I don't trust you with the intimacy of me.
That's good. So I'm talking to single Ryan. Ooh. A big single. Not the little.
Be big single.
I'm just saying, like, me.
Medium single?
Well, I'm trying to let the ladies know. I mean, do you want them to know that you're available or
big
not?
Single.
Big single, exactly. So, what is Ryan Materre looking for in a woman? What's going to catch your eye? What's going to make you say, damn, baby, I'm going to pay all your bills?
Well,
no? You're not paying all the bills? Oh, you part of the 50-50 game.
I'm part of let's do what works for us game.
Okay, and I can feel that too. I can feel that. If some days it's 80-20, some days it's 20-80, some days it's 50-50. Some days you got all of it. Maybe you want to tell me to go ahead and splurge my money on the bag.
Like,
give me a new Birkin.
Like, I'm a firm believer on if we going out, it's on me.
Okay.
If we doing X, Y, if we taking a trip, I got the flights, I got the hotel. If you want to carry the trip when we get there, that's cool. I ain't gonna deny it.
Okay.
But if I gotta carry the whole trip, cool. But you gotta bring something more than sex to the table.
Yes.
Like, if my resource is money and I'm bringing that all the time, what's your resource? What are you adding to this equation? Because sex, I can get that from the side, John. You can. For free. Mm-hmm. They be tossing. They do. But, like, what are you adding value to my life? If I got to foot all the bills, what you doing? Ask me again. Don't worry about it. That's never made sense. Like, even when I was married before, we were joint account, then 2 separate accounts, and then we just put into the pot, cover the bills, keep pushing. Like, I don't mind paying all the bills if I got to, but there has to be a reason. It can't just be because you're a princess. Like, that don't make no sense. None at all? Nah, because most of the time, you still working a job. Because we're in the independent women phase. Like, that's cool. Go grind. But if you working a job and you making bread, but I'm paying for everything, what you doing with your money? So, you making all your money. And keeping it. And I'm not saving nothing? I better be getting amazing gifts. Because you got your resources. I mean, she said her gifts is her vagina. Nah, I can get that. She say she got the best in the world. It's not like the other side chicks. It's not like the mistresses. She got it. The best in the world is so subjective that it's crazy. You could have the best in the world to you. You could have the best in the world to some other nigga. But it's trash. Bro, I've been around the world. I've done some things that we're not speaking about on camera. I don't care. I've done some things. And if you think, yo, Cooter Cat is the best in the world. Got nothing. Like, that is crazy. Like, do you know that it's just the general consensus about all Cooter Cat is this way? Okay, but the question is how wet? Cause she said she got that super soaker, that one slide. If she got the super soaker with no grip, we just a slip and slide. Okay, but she got the super soaker. And she got the grip. Oh my God. She got the gummy. That's crazy. No. Cause it's a crackhead on the corner with the same thing. No. Please do not tell me you be out here with the crackhead. No. That's all I did. Hands over. I just want to hear you show no crackhead. But the local crackhead down the corner. My dad used to say, it don't matter how good you are at your gift, there's a crackhead on the corner that's better than you at what you do. I want to stop right there, and I want to let you know that Ronald Materre did not mean it in that way. I know he did. But I used to take piano lessons and I wouldn't practice, and I'd be like, I'll be straight. Like, I'll be good. Like, you played, I hear, cool. He was like, it don't matter how good you are. It's a crackhead on the corner better than you right now. I said, but they're on crack. They on crack, and they on the corner. Then Jamie Foxx came out with this movie called The Soloists. And I was like, it's crackhead on the corner. And he plays better than you. Alright. I don't care how ill it is. Bro. I don't care how ill ill it is. There's somebody out there with the better.
Okay.
All I gotta do is change my surroundings and find it.
So you just need to be bringing more to the table than just...
Cooter cat is not the table.
It's not the table.
It's not even the legs.
What about the little support piece? It's not even that?
Cooter cat is a requirement.
It's required. You gotta provide that.
No. Hear me out.
Open-minded right now.
Open-minded. As the host.
Okay.
If you gonna marry a dude outside of his wallet,
okay,
you not gonna marry the nigga who not breaking you off, because you gonna then turn into cheating on him.
Agree.
For the good.
That's breaking the back. I understand.
Why we can't feel the same way?
Well, here's the thing with that though, because I mean, y'all.
So I gotta have the money and
you gotta have the money and the ding dong. That I'm just telling you what that's what the ladies told me. I took a survey. Survey says that's what you gotta have.
So what y'all gotta have besides the cooter?
A good look.
I didn't have some.
According to the survey, they say they gotta bring good looks.
I done had some trophies. There's a running joke amongst my friends
that you have the baddest ones, but they just
not even that.
Because I mean, you know my
history, but there's like a running joke amongst the homies. Like he don't really miss. If she's able to come around, he don't miss. Because
I'm gonna let you know. I was trying to figure out how you got that one. You know what I'm talking about.
The last,
man. When I seen it, I said, God damn, she fine. How did Ryan do it?
Hey, if I pull out the phone right now and show you what's transpired since, you'd be like, nah, something going on.
How do you do it?
I'm me, bro.
Is it because you're a funny guy? Do you think you're funny?
Okay, so I wholeheartily think that. One, I've never thought I was unattractive. Okay. I think right now, sitting in this chair, I'm my most unattractive. Okay. Because I've never been this size until after my dad passed. I was never the most in shape guy, but I was decent. Yeah. I don't know where the cute face is, but handsome, right here. Always been cool. Right there. Right. I should probably do something with my facial hair. Cool. Whatever. Okay. Whatever have you. Social, like the dating sites, I was winning and losing. Hinge be playing in my face. Hinge be sending me some Johns, and I be like, who y'all think I am? I know. Y'all didn't take into account who I am?
But did you make it happen? Nah, or is that a bad?
I done caught some dubs on there. But the majority of what they were sending.
So that's your favorite site, Hinge?
Yeah, I didn't really like Tinder. They were horny.
I heard about this other one. It's for black people.
Black people meet?
No, not black people meet. BLK. You don't like that one?
Horny. Deviant.
Yeah,
I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for love.
Looking for the love. Christian mingle.
Not that kind of love. If you're on Christian mingle, you're a horny toad. I've seen some of those messages, and you ladies aren't Christian at all. I want the record to show.
Oh my God.
Not a saint. Oh my. Fully sinner, but nah, like. I was catching some ones. Like there was one that could have been. Oh. We gotta see what the saith the Lord. But nah, honestly, like women love assholes.
I can agree to that.
Not assholes to them.
Yeah, you have to be like assholes to everybody else, but have a soft spot, just for.
So at the end of the day, I'm a sucker for love. type of dude. Like, so if now, don't get it twisted. I'm not about to be in your face all the time. I'm not that, but I'll be softer with you if I'm talking to you than I am with everybody else. I'm gonna still be a little rough around the edges because that's just my vernacular. That's how I talk. Like, that's my talk. Like,
I'm not gonna switch it up for nobody, unfortunately.
But sometimes I'll be like a little bit more giggly, a little bit more softer with whoever I'm dealing with. Like, one of the chicks I was talking to post divorce, she thought I was just like the super church dude. Then she started talking to me and like saw the vernacular was kind of more street than church. Because I think that's a misconception. People think I'll be just super church all the time.
And then you gonna wake them up with a scripture.
Yeah.
Psalm 34.
I honestly used to get chicks who would talk to me as if I was just this church kid.
Oh my.
And then would see me out, or not see me out, but like talk to me and then be with me out and realize like, oh no, this nigga ready to swing on somebody. And so that's what happened. This chick was talking to me. She thought I was like this super church dude. I was like, first link up, I was like, oh, I'm doing this event because I told you my schedule crazy. I was like, just pull up on me. Whatever you need is taken care of. That's how I talk. Like, that's literally my vernacular. It was like, hey, so I got this event. I really want to see you. I got this event. Pull up. Whatever you need is on me.
Yeah.
You good. Just let me know if you coming. She let me know. Had her in a little situation. It wasn't the best of situations. She got in. Hey, stay at this table. Whatever you need, just let me know. I got it. Don't leave this table.
Don't leave the table.
She was like, and then you could see her as the night progressed and realizing like, oh, this is not no dork. He's not a dweeb. And it wasn't like on no, it's about to be violence, but it was on some, if something should pop off, just know you good. Yeah. I got you. Why would you do that, Alaisha?
It was my fault. I did it. I know magic. We just gonna act like it's not there. Y'all see the off the rip sign? Y'all see the plant? It's right there. It's still there. It is. It is.
Like I was saying. I was like,
oh my God, y'all will never see Ryan Materre back in the studio ever again.
It's a good time. I gotta come back when she get better equipment. Hold on.
Bring it back up. Oh my God. Just the train. Because everything else fell out of it. So it's there. Just imagine. Continue.
Just to see, like, she was like, oh no, this is safe. I didn't think I was gonna be safe. I was like, nah, you good. Like, I still like to fight. I love God.
I love God.
I still like to fight.
You keep the peace on you? Please say your peace is your Bible. That's what the peace is.
Nah.
You don't keep that thing on you?
I don't keep my Bible on me. Unless you talking about the app, but I keep the thing on me.
I tell people I have all three things on me. I keep all three pieces. It's my Bible.
I got the Bible app.
The gun.
That stay on me. I ain't got that. I don't need that.
All three of them.
I ain't looking for a knife.
And for a little extra protection, we got the knife too.
I ain't shanking nobody. We either gonna swing or sorry to your family.
Pew pew. He said he's shooting in Jesus' name. Shooting the fireworks.
After hours, like TSU homecoming weekend.
Yeah, you gotta have that because they look crazy out there in that third ward. Lord have mercy.
Bro, it was like I got a call like on a Thursday morning. It was like, can you do an after hours Thursday night? I said, what time? They was like, the show start at 3 a.m.
Oh no, it started at 3 a.m. What time do it end?
We wrapped at 5. We did 3 to 5 at after hours.
What y'all be having going on? How many people did y'all have out there?
When I say that, jumping.
At 3?
At 3 it was dry. At 3:30, 4 o'clock.
That's crazy because I was in my bed. I'm just so confused. People don't go to sleep.
They did.
Well, clearly, you didn't either.
No. I'm old. I'm watching. I went home and took a nap. I said, "Hey, I'll be there by 2:30." I pulled up at 2:30. I'm unloading drums. Dude came to the door with his jaw out, like with his pistol. Yeah. I said, "Hey, yo, I'm the drummer." He said, "All right."
Look, I mean, he was ready.
Then he did one of these. Do you carry? I said, "Yeah." He said, "Keep it on you.
Keep your thing at all times."
I said, "Yeah."
3 o'clock in the morning, they was trying to catch y'all slipping.
I was like, "Buddy, it's in the backpack."
You think I got nothing but sticks in here? I got that stick for you.
As soon as I open it, because if I keep it on my hip, it's noticeable. Mm-hmm. I like to be
real incognito. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look,
we not playing these games. I be at the nicest restaurants with a gun in my backpack, filling Derek's.
Hold on now, because that ain't the nicest of restaurants. You in the hood.
No, I wasn't calling filling Derek's.
Oh, I was just going to say, because filling Derek's is right there in the hood. And
downtown, yeah, crazy.
Look at here now. You park your car in the wrong place, and you ain't going to have it there.
I'd have been in 5 Central, River Oaks area, like just...
With the white folks, got the thing.
Pieced up. Cause for what? Like, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I ain't gonna never win stupid prizes.
I say that all the time. All of the time.
Alright, let's get these last few questions out, because we are just shooting the breeze at this point.
Last few. We finna wrap it up.
How cool I am?
Y'all, I did.
She hated me.
But not for a long period of time. Like, only for a very short period of time. It was kind of like that on and off thing. You know what I'm saying? We had a love-hate relationship. I'm not gonna lie.
I never hated you.
And you know what? I'm glad that you said that, because I'll actually say maybe it wasn't a hate relationship. It was more like a...
You just didn't know how to read me.
No, it wasn't even that, because... You know what, Ryan? And then we're gonna go to the questions after. But what I will say is that I've always said that even though you may do some stuff that irritate the mess out of me.
What would I do to you? You were in my bracket.
I wasn't in your bracket. You talking about age bracket?
Yeah.
Okay, but still, like
me and Money. Me, Money, and Chick was like click tight.
Okay, and this girl, who is Chick?
Jakarta. You don't remember Jakarta?
Oh, you called her Chick. Hey, Chick. Hey. I'm not gonna... Yeah, Ryan, you know you. But I always did say, and to this day I will say, I consider you extended family, because we grew up in the same church. We grew up around the same people.
4315 Westview.
4315 Westview. We was there every Sunday. We was there every Tuesday. I was there for rehearsals too. You know what I'm saying? We basically grew up around each other. So you were always family to me. Just got on my damn nerves sometimes.
I don't... Okay.
Anyways, still nothing but love for Ryan Materre. Lord. Let me see. Where do I want to take this to? Okay, we're going to wrap this up. What would you say would be the greatest piece of advice you've ever received? And why? And who was it from?
Greatest piece of advice I've ever received. I have a big brother named Dion Foley, drummer, tech guru, whatever. He told me when I was like 18 or 19, he was like, you can try and be what everybody else is, but when you find out who you are, that's when you'll thrive. Because people gravitate to authenticity. He's like, I see you for what you are. I see what you can be, but until you see it and you grow in it, it won't work. Because this was in a time frame where, like, I was trying to be all these other drummers. Like, I was trying to mold myself. And I wasn't trying to find my voice. I was just trying to be like everybody so I could work. And he was like, you're really good. I see that you can be really good. Be you. So, Dion Foley, shout out to you. I don't even think he's gonna remember saying that to me because we've had countless conversations. But yeah, that's the one. He was like, nobody's gonna care about you until you figure out who you are. And then I stuck with that and started trying to find my own voice. And sure enough, as soon as I found my voice,
everything took over.
yep.
So with that, what would you say you want your legacy to be?
Awards, all of that, accolade, doesn't mean a thing if you don't leave an imprint on the next generation. If I don't have anybody that comes behind me and says, Ryan got me here and it took me to the next level, even if it means surpassing me, even if it means being 10, 15, 20 times better than I ever was, as long as I was a catalyst into them reaching their fullest potential, that's my legacy. A lot of people tie legacy into children. I'm actually at a space right now where if I don't get to rock this Burberry shirt at the baby shower, I'm cool.
But you have it on deck, right?
I got a mean Burberry hoodie in the cart. Every year, I go look, see what the fall hoodie line is looking like, refresh the cart. But I got a mean Burberry hoodie on reserve. But if it never happens, if I can impact the next generation of kids, I'm cool.
Okay. What's next for Ryan Materre? What are we working on? What can the people expect from you?
I am working to finish mixing and mastering Charisma Evans' project. And we recorded an EP in 2021. It's only taking us this long just because we wanted it to be right. But it's finally off to mix and it's finally done. So
love that.
In the first quarter, I'm looking to release Charisma's EP. There's a young lady from Charlotte. Well, she's really from Oakland, but she's in Charlotte. Her name is Dayana Reddick. I'm looking forward to releasing her album. I'm looking forward to Dunlap releasing his album. And then there's a guy from Houston named Cedric Ballard. We're starting his new project right now, like this week. We've been going back and forth with ideas. And we're looking to release that in the first quarter as well. So what's next is releasing all these projects, releasing these albums, releasing these singles, and working radio. And hopefully when Grammy noms, when Stellar Award nominations and all of that come out in 23, all of these projects are considered. So that's what's next. Making sure that what we're putting out is award worthy. Because we can do this for the kingdom, and that's the goal. Save souls, win lives. Win lives, save souls. But if what we can do can't impact the gospel community, that only increases our reach. So that's the goal, to make every artist that I'm attached to an award-winning artist. We've done the labor. Dunlap has put out multiple projects.
Great projects.
Good projects. Love them. Great projects. Love them all. Been a part of most of them. Dayana has put out work before. Great projects. Love them. Charisma has put out projects. Sid has put out projects. They're all great, but they're all still here. And I believe all of their ministries and all of their gifts are more. But in the same breath that I'm pubbing all my gospel artists because I love them, that's where my heart is. That's what I was born from. My personal goal is to do a full tour next year. 2023, touch the road 3 to 6 months at a time with a C to A list artist. Somewhere in that range. So anywhere from like a Keisha Cole to whomever. So that's my main goal, to develop my craft enough to the point where I get a tour. Because all it really takes is one, then you build. But at the same time, never losing my production side. So that's what I have. Those are my goals for next year.
As long as you throw me in as media for your tours, you know. Just give me a little media page. I just want to
If you get these lapel mics, says you can do the behind the scenes interviews.
Gotta get the lapel mics because Ryan told me that my equipment is horrible. But
I didn't say horrible.
It's just
I'm just trying to help you get to the next level.
So as long as I get my lapel mics, Ryan,
I'm actually send you my homegirl. Her name is Kayla. She does stuff for Jamal Bryant.
Ooh.
But she uses like one little Rode clip mic with an iPhone. Content be crazy.
Well then, maybe I need to get on like her. So as long as I get on like that, I can be on tour.
Yeah, like because me and Corinne will touch on the road next year, and we need a social media person.
I just want to go on tour. I got you.
Can you do social media?
Of course.
All right, you heard it here first. If you can do social media.
When y'all catching me on the tour, I already know it's about to go.
If you're gonna act like this.
You don't like it?
No.
Tell the people, shut up.
We don't like the birds on the road.
I'm so sick of the disrespect. Tell the people where they can find you on all your socials. Starting with Facebook for the old folks.
Facebook, Ryan Javier Materre, Jalvia.
Man, she spelled
Ryan Javier Materre.
Materre only has one T.
One T, two R's.
Two R's.
Materre.
What about Instagram?
I don't know. I be changing my job, but I think it's RJ Drums __. That should be it.
And I think Twitter is something like that too. Huh?
RJ Drums __. I think Twitter's the same. RJ Drums __. Also, just search Ryan Materre, except for on Instagram, because for whatever reason right now my name is Christopher Robin.
You catfishing people?
No, Christopher Robin was an icon. Don't do that.
Okay, alright.
Christopher Robin was the best white kid ever. Because all he did was help Winnie, Piglet, and all of them. Just, what white kid, just walking through the forest like, let me help a little bear at. We're not going to talk about it. He wasn't a pedophile because he was a kid. So I know what you was thinking, bear ass. No. Christopher Robin was an icon. Cut this part out.
No, I'm keeping it.
Christopher Robin was an icon. Like, what you gonna do?
Are you done?
No.
So y'all know where to find him at. Just make sure you look him up.
This hoodie is incredible on camera, by the way.
Dripped out, draped up, dripped out, poured up on me. 3 in the morning, get pumping in the parking lot. Yeah, hey.
You look so short, even in the chair. That's crazy.
I am, but I'm really 6'4" in real life. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. If you made it this far, if you didn't, and your mama suck. Okay.
I didn't say that.
That's what Ryan told me to tell y'all.
Your mama do suck.
I said it. But yeah, we appreciate you. We love you guys. Nothing but hearts, And we're gonna holler at y'all next time. Peace out.